Hi everyone, DeadFox here. Today I have a different video for you. I've been busy with things and also I've been sick, so I haven't really got the chance to sit down and properly write a script, record or collect data for a build video. And I don't want to rush the production of a video, instead I want it to be the highest quality possible. So today I'm here to show you two builds that I use most of the time when I play Payday 2. One is for a higher difficulty and for more experienced players, and the other one is for a more relaxed and easy experience, and that it is more flexible for newcomers to the game. Without further ado, we'll start with build number 1, the loadout and gear, and we'll talk about how to play solo and also the best bot/AI team configuration for an excellent solo experience, which is super necessary when playing by yourself. So basically this is what the whole loadout looks like. Here are the stats. We're going to be using your favorite character, any mask you want, the Akimbo Grims, the Judge Shotgun, the Buzzer, the Concussion Grenade, the Rogue Perk Deck, we're gonna get into the skills in a minute, the 2-piece suit, and the first aid kit. Now for the primary weapon, we're going to be using the Akimbo Grims. Since we're going for concealment, we're gonna choose mods that increase our concealment. Now for the ammunition, we're gonna be using 000 buckshot. Now here I was using the suppressor, which you should go for the silent killer suppressor because it has higher concealment, but I was using the suppressor because it looks really cool in my personal opinion, but you should definitely go with the silent killer suppressor. Now for the boost, I don't have any, but if you have, use it. The auto fire modification, the little brother foregrip, the compact laser module, and no particular magazine extension. For the secondary, we're going to be using the Judge Shotgun. I was using the AP slug to deal with shields, but you can also go with 000 buckshot, hive explosive, or flechette rounds to deal with sniper, or even dragon spread round, but that removes your suppressor. We're using the silent killer suppressor, the concealment boost, the compact laser module, the custom reinforced frame, which is just cosmetic, and here I'm using a sight, the speculator sight, because the silent killer is absolutely huge and it blocks your iron sight, so I was using the speculator sight. We're gonna be using the buzzer to stun enemies and easily take hostages, the concussion grenade to stun enemies, the rogue perk deck for the highest dodge possible, the first aid kit because that's just for ourselves, the 2-piece suit, and for the skills we're gonna be using uppers, quick fix, combat medic, force friendship, ace joker, ace partners in crime, ace hostage taker, basic overkill, ace close by, shotgun CQB, and basic underdog. In technician we're gonna be using basic hardware expert. In ghost we're gonna be using sneaky bastard, dire need, shock proof, inner pockets, parkour, duck and cover, second wind, Ace the Professional, Optical Illusions, Low Blow, and Basic Unseen Strike. And in Fugitive, we're gonna be using Ace Akimbo, Basic Equilibrium, and Ace 9 Lives. I went with the Auto Fire modification because the skill Close By increases our magazine by 15 shells. I was also using silencer skills not only to increase our accuracy and stability, but also to increase our concealment. And finally Ace Akimbo because we also need more ammunition for our Akimbo Grims, so that's a really nice skill and also boosts a little bit of our stability. 9 lives is also very important if you're going to play in higher difficulties. So basically this is what my whole crew looks like. I'm using Clover, Sydney, and Wolf with the White Dead mask, the Clover mask, and the Steady 7 mask. Don't worry, that's just entirely cosmetic. Now if you take a look here, I'm only using like machine guns. Why, you might be asking? Because any weapon you give to the bot is entirely cosmetic except for the rate of fire of that particular weapon. If you give them shotguns, they're gonna have low rate of fire. Now the damage, as far as I know, it is not affected, but what you should do is give them like machine guns because that not only has a high rate of fire, but they will fire more frequently. That way they can help you out with enemies, so that's really cool. Just keep that in mind. Give them like machine guns is probably the best option. Now for the abilities, we're gonna be using Inspiring. Your team AI can now use Inspire to revive you once every 6 minutes, reduced by 2 minutes for every other AI present, which is really helpful. Quick, players interact 25% faster. This bonus is increased by 25% for every other AI present. That's awesome for objectives, really useful. I do recommend you take that. Also Sharp Eye, players pick up 20% more ammunition. This bonus is increased by 20% for every other AI present. That's a 60% bonus in ammunition pickup, so that's really helpful. Accelerator, players reload 50% faster and swap weapons 50% faster. That's just personal preference. Health is increased by 60, and also players heal 5 points of health every 5 seconds. That's really good for boosting our hostage skills, but you can also take Distractor to increase our dodge or any other thing you feel that it may help you out. Now, how do we play this build? You may have noticed some similarities with my 1 down build, and that's because this build also works for 1 down. So the same rules apply here and also with most of my dodge builds. You're fast, so you shouldn't have any troubles moving throughout the map, and you shouldn't worry about abandoning your team. Keep a boat close that can inspire you if you go down, but you should use those mini first aid kits to save your lives whenever you can, either healing you or preventing you from dying by putting them on the floor close to you. You have high dodge, so dodging bullets is not a problem, though do not forget that because of this you're immortal. You're still made of paper, but think of it as a hard to hit piece of paper. Stick to cover, complete objectives as fast as you can, and with that speed boost that you get from one of the bots, you shouldn't have much trouble with objectives like repairing the drills and other stuff. You have 60% ammunition pickup rate, and that's why we don't need to bring an ammo bag, so remember to keep picking up ammunition from the floor. Do not hesitate, you can be reckless with your akimbo shotguns. I try to minimize the amount of times I go down, and if you can place a medic back on the map via the pre-planning phase, do it. I primarily use the shotguns for quickly killing a dozer and other trash enemies, and the judge for shields, snipers, tasers, and sometimes cloakers. The concussion grenades are for crowd control, either when you are surrounded and need to bail as soon as possible, or to simply stun a huge crowd and raise bullet hell with your akimbo grims. If you're worried about damage, do not forget that crits got you covered. Remember to take jokers for health and you should be a-okay. Now we're going to move into a more basic build for players who are either unfamiliar with dodge/crits and higher difficulties, or who do not simply like 1 down or prefer armor over dodge/crit. And this next build is optimized for mayhem and deathwish, of course, so it should work fine with the lower difficulties. So basically this is what the whole loadout looks like. Here are the stats, and as you can see, we have 270 points of armor using a lightweight ballistic vest. And we're going to be using your favorite character, any mask you want, the Union 556, the locomotive shotgun, any kind of melee weapon you want, the concussion grenade, anarchist, we're gonna get into the skills in a minute, the lightweight ballistic vest, and the doctor bag. For the primary, we're gonna be using the Union 556 rifle. It is a great rifle, it has decent damage, decent ammunition, really decent accuracy and stability, and we're going to be using it with the competitor's compensator. If you have a boost, use it. No custom, the military laser module, the Dune's tactical receiver, the L5 magazine, and any sight you want. For the secondary, we're going to be using the locomotive shotgun. Now this is a really normal and easy to use pump action shotgun that it's a really cool weapon. We're going to be using it with the AP slug to deal with shields, but you can also use a Dragon's Breath round or the 000 buckshot. The King's Crown compensator, any boost you want. The military laser module, the Pro Grip, the extended magazine, any sight you want. I'm using the holographic sight. For the stock, we're going with the War-Turn stock, and for the upper receiver, we're using the shell rack. Now, alternatively, you can also use the Judge shotgun if you're familiar with the shotgun. I also think that the locomotive is a really cool shotgun. Now, for the melee weapon, I'm using this particular knife, and the only reason is because it looks cool, but you can also use the electrical brass knuckles. They are way more useful. And we're going to be using the concussion grenade and the anarchist perk deck, the lightweight ballistic vest, and the doctor's bag. And for the skills, we're going for hostage taker, partners in crime, joker, confident, forced friendship, combat medic, quick fix, and combat doctor. In enforcer, we're going to be using Iron Man, Shock and Awe, Bullseye, Die Hard, resilience, shotgun CQV, and Underdog. In Technician, we're going to be using Ace Real Sergeant and Basic Hardware Expert, and Ace Static Grip, Surfire, Body Expertise, and Lock and Load. In Ghost, we're going to be using Dire Need, Parkour, and Duck and Cover. In Fugitive, we're going to be using Basic Running from Death and Ace 9 Lives. What about this second build? What's the deal and how do we play it? Well, here I'm using Anarchist with a lightweight ballistic vest, and the main idea behind Anarchist is that you have to keep dealing damage in order to regenerate armor. That's why we went with an assault rifle. The more frequent shots you land, the more armor you regenerate over time. Try to always be scoring headshots in order to keep your armor up. If you lose your armor, just sit tight in cover for a few seconds and then you can get it back into the carnage. We have a really high value of armor despite us wearing such a small vest. That's great because we have high mobility and armor on our side. The shotgun is like an extra punch, and our trusty dusty backup weapon should help us deal with shields or special enemies. While we do have an insane ammo pickup with the AI boost, try to be more precise with your shotgun. If you're using the Judge, that should make quick work of dosers as well. Here's the thing, let's imagine that Captain Winters comes into the equation. What you can do is with both builds is to use your concussion grenade, your flashbang grenades to stun his shields with the grenade and circle around them as you shoot him in the head with your weapons. That should make the cap go away and also end the wave. With this last build, I do encourage you to be more precise with your shots, since we not only don't have a crit, but also our perk that will thank our accuracy with armor regen. Once again, take hostages and jokers as quickly as you can for that health regen boost. Keep in mind that with this build we do have significantly less health, so just keep that in mind when your armor breaks. In this build we do not have minis to save our life, so you gotta be more careful. On the other hand, we do have 2 large medic bags on our side. While they're not maxed out, they will help us out. That plus the one you can put on the map leaves us with 3 or even more medic bags. So you should be fine with this amount to complete the heist. Anyways guys, that's basically it for this particular video. I hope this video and this build actually helps you out if you're playing solo, if you're struggling to come up with a good build for your solo playing. And I also have to apologize to my audience for not uploading videos as much as I would like to. I just been kind of busy with school and I'm also sick, so once again apologies for that, and apologies if my voice sounds weird. So anyways guys, don't forget to share this video. There are more Payday 2 videos coming up. I know a couple of people have asked me about a hacker build and about an anarchist build, so I'm working on that. This actually was kind of an anarchist build, but I'm gonna do a separate video about an anarchist build. Also, I'm working on videos on other games, analysis and other kinds of stuff, so stay tuned for that. Anyways guys, I'm DeadFox and I do hope you have a wonderful day.